Getting to know yourself, Francesca Cannata. I learned that my preferred learning styles were 30% auditory, 35% visual, 35% tactile. My PRPSA score was 105% with moderate anxiety. How does my learning style influence my communication style? So learning throughout this assignment that I was a tactile learner and visual learning was not a surprise to me. I've always felt like I was a person who learned better with flashcards, physical charts, and excessive organization. Every single time that I had to study or even just teach someone else, I always did it in a visual manner. And I always felt that I absorbed information better through visual learning. And when someone actually shows me step by step on how it works, I also learned better, especially in my career field, by seeing pictures of what I was talking about to help me feel more confident. This influences my communication style in a sense where I'm always better at explaining myself by showing others, or my communication is always backed up through steps lists and any other visual representations. How completing the PRPSA learning style will help me in school, relationships, and my career. By better understanding about my learning style, it will help me stick to study skills and methods that work best for me. So instead of trying new different things that I know is not going to work, like, for example, listening to someone explain something to me, or listening to a book is I just know is not going to work for me, so I'm not going to waste my time in trying to learn that way. It also helps me gain a better understanding and confidence in myself, especially when understanding how to ask questions and see explanations that will help me understand. I also understand where I stand with public speaking. I do not hate it, but I like to be prepared and confident. I know how I am, and if I'm not confident about a topic or what I'm saying, I won't, and I mess up, that will then strike my anxiety to begin to hit me. I don't necessarily feel like I am terrified of public speaking. I just get a little nervous beforehand, but who doesn't? When discussing a little bit more about me, culture, family history, and ethnicity, I am a first generation born Italian American, and both of my parents were born in Italy. They moved here when they were very young, and both speak fluent Italian, and are fluent in their specific dialects. Being Italian means that we do talk a lot and we talk loud, so that is definitely true. And we do talk with our hands. My culture really impacts me in a way that I'm not afraid to speak up with my hand gestures, and I find that I can present in a comfortable, expressive manner. Being Italian, we really do use our hands when we do talk, so I look more comfortable. I feel like when I am presenting because I'm not just standing with my hands on my side, which is just something I picked up from my parents. I actually used to get made fun of because my dad would sit at the bus stop with me and always talk on the phone and fling his hands everywhere, and people would always ask me what he was doing in the car. My culture, more about my culture, family history, and ethnicity. I was born in South Florida, and after 14 years, I made my way up to Orlando area to be closer to more family. We are rather close, and all of us are very open about expressing feelings and speaking upon others. My mother's side of the family is actually very into music and entertainment. My grandfather and aunts all actually traveled around Europe and the United States singing and performing in front of others. We were always brought up to speak to others clearly and always have been outspoken. I was never necessarily a singer or musician, but I was into the arts, and that may contribute to my visual learning, especially when, expressing my thoughts or feelings in a different way. My current schedule and responsibilities is a little bit crazy. I do work full time for a company 9 to 5, 5:30 every single day, Monday through Friday. I'm an account executive and I do interior work and design for motor coaches and in the transportation industry. It is quite random, but I do deal with a lot of customers on a daily basis, and I'm also traveling to educational conventions all around the United States throughout the whole entire year. So this can get a little hectic when trying to handle online schooling, work, and just trying to keep up with sleep and all that. Um, I am a full-time student with Valencia, and I do all of my courses now online as of right now. How my daily life is influenced by my learning strategies and anxiety. My current career is a great influence on my speaking skills. I talk to people every day, and I'm always meeting and speaking to people I've never met. I always need to put my customer service voice on and realize that I'm confident in what I'm doing. This really helps me when meeting new customers face to face and just in general interactions with people. I'm not afraid to speak up anymore. My anxious behavior will normally come from a lack of confidence on the topic I'm discussing, or if I were to make a mistake in what I'm saying. Pictured below is actually what I do at conventions and working with others as well. How my daily life is influenced by my learning strategies and anxiety. Continued. My learning strategies are really influential in the way I train employees at work. I find that I do a lot of visuals and make a lot of charts and reference a lot of pictures to help explain myself when I train. We do have price books, so I like to take pictures of the different areas to show when I'm training what we're talking about, so it makes more sense to them as well as to me. I always like to take my visual learning techniques and apply it to that because, I mean, visual pictures and charts really help pretty much anyone and everyone, whether you be a auditory learner or not. Being a visual learner, that really influences the way I explain things to trainees and employees, like I said. Life after Valencia. My ultimate goal is to finish at Valencia College with my AA and continue with my career path at UCF. I hope to become a social worker for family and child services. Social worker in child and family services. Once I attend UCF and graduate with a master's degree, I hope to go on to become a social worker. Like previously stated, once I become a social worker, I will use a lot of communication skills and information learned from this course to help strengthen my confidence in communicating with others. As a social worker, I'll be able to implement the strategies I used as a visual and tactic learner and learn to communicate with others who need help and struggle with opening up. Being a social worker, I will have to talk and get information out of people, and sometimes people don't want to open up in certain ways. So learning these different skills and body language and understanding the different ways that people learn and anxiety in speaking to others or public speaking will also help me understand better ways of communicating with others. As for a little bit more about me and my home life, I'm a rather busy person, so when I'm not working or doing my courses, I do like to relax. I'm a huge animal person and I like to hang out with my three boys. I have two cats and one dog, Milo, Alex, and Walter, and they are the best. I also have a super supportive partner and boyfriend. He understands and supports my current career and future career. He supports my animal obsession, so when we are going crazy over our busy lives, we are always giving the boys attention. He's actually super opposite of me and is very shy, so it's sometimes interesting learning all these different learning strategies and the public speaking fears because he is super opposite of me. Conclusion. Overall, we learn in different ways and strategies. We are always absorbing information in different ways and methods. I'm a good mixture between the tactic and visual. Also, understanding more about our speaking um, was exciting and interesting because I can definitely feel like I do fall under the moderate categories because I do not mind public speaking in front of others. I just find that I do get a little anxious when it comes to a topic I'm not prepared on or when I do mess up. Overall, this was a great assignment, and I look forward to peer reviews. Thank you so much.